Once you've found your comfortable seat, I invite you to bring your hands over your heart. Just making this connection, mind and body coming together here. You can close your eyes or soften your gaze down. Just feeling the pressure, the gentle weight of your hands on your chest. Noticing the heartbeat and the breathing lungs here. Settling, arriving here on your mat. Notice that sense of just dropping into this moment when you really let yourself be here and let go of the doing that just happened before this. Now just start paying attention to breath. Nothing to change or manipulate. Just notice breath coming in your nose and moving out. We'll begin this practice with a mantra in mind. Loka samasta sukhino bhavantu. May all beings everywhere be happy and well and free. And may my thoughts, my words, my actions, may my life in some small way contribute to the happiness and wellness and freedom of all living beings. Let's add to this a mudra, Padme mudra, the lotus. Thumbs touch, pinkies touch, and the heel of the hands touch. Our hands making this lotus. The lotus symbolic of coming from dark places, reaching up with that long stem through murky water, emerging into the light and shining with such beauty that all the world is better because of our light. Our light that comes from those dark places we've grown through. Take another deep breath in. On an exhale, release your hands, sigh. And we'll begin this practice lying down on our backs. So the physical practice of asana, moving the body in order to inquire. So go ahead and just draw your knees to your chest, massage your back. Notice what's happening here with gravity and movement. Allow your feet to come to the floor. We'll start to move up and down in flowing bridge. The arms resting on the floor. Let's inhale, peel the tailbone up. Come all the way up onto your shoulders. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, rolling down one vertebra at a time. Moving with your own breath in your own way. Up with an inhale and down with an exhale. If you have room around you, you might explore moving arms with the bridge. Let your arms open out into a T. Widen your feet just a little bit and start to dip your knees side to side. like windshield wipers. Paying attention to the difference in the two sides, if any. Bringing the feet back to center, the knees neutral, up, pointing up to the ceiling. Let your fingertips come behind your head and just lift up. Elbows stay wide. Start to engage the muscles of the torso and just feel the strength in your belly. Breathe here. Let your arms reach forward, fingers touching the backs of the legs, and then help yourself up to a seat. Returning to that easy seat, Sukhasana. Bringing the hands to the knees, we'll start to move our spine a little bit more here. Seated cat and cow, moving with your breath. Inhale to draw the heart and belly forward. Exhale to tuck the chin. So we're moving energy. Prana, yama, manipulating, restraining, moving energy. Start to make your breath deeper. The inhale and the exhale even and equal. On the next round back, exhale all the air out and then push even more out, like there's stale air that you're trying to get rid of. And we'll find our way around to child's pose. Let your knees be wide, your big toes touch. Stretch your arms long and take a deep inhale and exhale here. Notice this new shape of your body, what's here to observe. Slowly shifting up to a tabletop position. And then reach your hands forward, let your body come into a kneeling plank. Shoulders stacked over the wrists, shoulder blades broad and open, low belly engaged. Let's spin the elbows and lower halfway down, chaturanga. Pressing back up, exhale to child's pose. And let's create a little flow here. Inhale, kneeling plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, push up. And exhale, child's pose. We'll do that one more time, warming up the shoulders. Coming back to a tabletop position, spinal balance. Inhale the right arm forward and left leg back, reaching out in two directions, future and past, and then hugging into center, present. Release hand, knee, and switch. Left arm forward, right leg back. Reach out and hug in. Lines of energy. Returning hand and knee. Let's tuck our toes, hips to the sky, downward facing dog, Adho Mukha Svanasana. Take some time here to find the back of your body. What's back there? Move around a little bit, breathe deeply. Looking forward, slowly bring the feet to meet the hands, and we'll meet in forward fold. Feet about hips distance apart. Just let your spine lengthen here. Knees can be bent. Breathe in, breathe out. Press hands to shins, lift to a flat back, low belly firm. And then bring your hands to your hip crease. Use that hip joint to help you rise up to standing. And let's meet each other in Tadasana. Palms forward, shoulders on the back, feet rooted down. Take another moment. This is a new shape we find ourselves in. What do you notice here in standing mountain pose? What are you aware of, present to, in just this simple, grounded standing posture? Turn your toes out slightly for sunflowers. Inhale the arms up wide, a 5-pointed star. And on the exhale, the knees bend, the hips hinge, and we scoop down. I'd like you to imagine that you are inside of a great big bubble. And these movements are making the bubble bigger. So reach out farther to the corners. Reach taller to the ceiling. Make the outline, the borders bigger with each breath. Start to find Ujjayi breath, the victorious sound of the warrior that has transcended thinking and is just aware of breath. Take one more deep breath in, nice wide stretch out to the edges of that bubble. And on your exhale, hands come to heart center, Anjali Mudra. Heel toe your feet closer together. Pause in this gesture of gratitude. And if you like, for the remainder of this practice, anytime our hands pass through heart center, just let that word, grateful, be part of your practice. Let's go through 2 rounds, just 2 rounds of Surya Namaskar A, Sun Salutation A. Inhale, arms reach. Exhale, pass through heart center, grateful, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale to plank pose, knees or toes. Exhale, chaturanga. Lower belly to the earth and come up to either cobra or onto your feet, upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. 3 breaths right here, friends. You can pedal your heels and release your neck. Looking forward, step or hop your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise high, extended mountain. And exhale, hands to your heart. One more time, Sun A, rise up. Bow low. Half lift. Downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Shifting forward, plank pose, knees or toes lower halfway down, chaturanga dandasana. Pull through to cobra or up dog. Exhale back, downward facing dog, 3 breaths. Looking forward, step or float your feet to your hands. Inhale, half lift. Exhale, forward fold. Rise high, extended mountain. Interlace your fingers and lean over toward the left side. Just find a side body stretch on your right. Deep breath here, moving into side body. Inhale, center. Exhale to the left, right side stretching. Come back to center and let your hands meet at the heart. Sinking your hips back into chair pose. Your hands can stay close to your body or reach out and away. Put your weight in your heels, wiggle your toes, engage your core. Breathe here. Start to feel heat building in your body. Tapas, fire. Arms come around behind you. Interlace your fingers if that's hard for you, you could grab a strap or just pretend you've got a large beach ball back there. Chest is open, heart presses forward, sit a little lower in your chair. Take a deep breath in, and on the exhale, forward fold. Hands stay behind you. Stretch, breathe, notice. Allow your hands to come to the earth. And this will be the first invitation to do something a little more advanced. So you really just get to observe your mind working when offered something a little more advanced. So go ahead and turn your toes out. So you're standing in dancer's first position. Place your hands on the mat and you'll start to feel your knees coming toward the backs of your arms. This is a great place to stay and just observe the process. If you'd like, come up on your toes and see about Bakasana or crow pose. And if you enjoy coming into crow from a wider, lower stance, just explore here. Give yourself time to play. Maybe your feet stay on the ground today and just rock forward and back. It's not about performing the pose, it's about observing self in the process. So another fun option and invitation, from here you can either step or jump into chaturanga. And then we'll pull to either cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale, down dog. Notice your mind's reaction to those invitations. Let's step our right foot between our thumbs, dropping the back heel, rise up, warrior one. Find your footing. Open your arms out into a T, palms up, thumbs reaching back. And we'll create Garudasana, eagle arms. So the left arm comes underneath the right. Wrap your arms and feel the space between your shoulder blades. Feet rooting down, fingers lifting high. What's happening in your body right now? What's your mind aware of? Peel your body out into warrior two. Take a little wider stance. We'll take Gomukhasana arms. So the right arm comes up, the left arm comes down, and your hands will look for each other behind you. They may touch, they may not. Reach the fingers toward each other, one elbow high, one elbow low. Breathe here and just notice this different variation in your body. All we're doing today is exploring shapes of the body and observing the mind that witnesses these shapes. Opening out into warrior two, we'll straighten the front leg and lean into Trikonasana, triangle pose. Notice what's here as the arms reach in opposite directions. The feet press, the spine lengthens. Place a bend in that knee. Inhale, reverse warrior. Deep breath in. Exhale, come back to triangle pose. And if you like, take that top arm up and over. Utthita Trikonasana, extended triangle. Reach and breathe. Let that top arm come behind your back. Just give it a nice little wrap behind you. Place a bend in your right knee. We're going to move into Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. This is a great place to grab a block if you have one handy. And we'll just bring that block out in front of our right foot. Tiptoe in until you can start to find your balance here with that back leg lifting. You can keep the arm behind you or reach toward the sky. This is our first balancing pose, so a great opportunity to observe. How does your mind handle wobbling, falling? You're going to allow the fingertips to come down, the hips to square, the back foot to meet the front, just descending down into a forward fold. Completing that whole sequence, bend the knees, hands to heart, and take twisting chair to your right. Left elbow will touch the right thigh. Top hand presses bottom hand. Squeeze, wring out. Breathe. Your body created so many shapes in that sequence. As we release to forward fold, just shake the neck, shake the head, wiggle the knees. And we get to do that all again on the left side. So keep your left foot where it is, step the right foot back, rise up to warrior one. Opening the arms into a T, we'll take eagle arms, Garudasana. The right arm goes underneath the left. Oh, here we are. So observe on this side how your mind changes when something is familiar, when it goes from unknown to known. You know what to expect on this side. Just notice if that's a different experience for you. Slowly release, opening arms out into your warrior two. Widen your stance and let's take Gomukhasana arms. So now the left arm is up, the right arm is down, and the fingers will look for each other behind you. You can use a strap, you can grab your shirt. You have long hair, use your ponytail. Breathe. Feel. Witness. Releasing the arms into warrior two, we'll straighten our left leg and come into triangle pose, Trikonasana. If you're doing this practice in a noisy space, something to observe is the way your mind responds to noise, to external distractions. We can use those like Weights in the weight room, just helping us strengthen our inner awareness muscles. Come back to warrior 2, reverse your warrior. Open up the left side. And we'll move back into Trikonasana, this time Utthita, extended, arm comes up over the ear, reach. Nice, long, expansive posture. And slowly bring that arm around behind you, placing a bend in the left knee, half moon, Ardha Chandrasana. Grab a block if you have one. Tiptoe the back foot in and open up into your half moon. Observe. Maybe side number 2 is a little more stable. Maybe it's more wobbly. Without any judgment, what do you notice? Let's slowly release, hand to mat, back foot meets front foot, forward fold. Give yourself a little shake, a little release. Bending the knees, hands to heart center. We'll complete with twisting chair on the left side. So right elbow toward left knee, press hands together, breathe. As we release our hands back to heart center, let's just rise up, mountain pose. And one more time, we'll open our feet wide, toes pointing to the corner. Let's take moonflowers this time as a little just reset between sequences. So we'll exhale straight down into this goddess pose. Inhale, lift. Fire up some Ujjayi breath here. Really amp up the volume of your voice. Volume of your breath. Inhale, reach high. Palms meet at heart center. Facing the top of our mat in a lunge, we're going to lower our back knee down to the mat. We're going to move into Anjaneyasana, the crescent lunge pose. So we're going to do a few preparation movements first. So the first one is lifting the back knee and placing it back down. So we're pressing our toenails, the shoelace side of our foot into the floor as we lift and lower that knee. So we have the option to stay right here or to lift that knee and hold. I'm going to invite you to come into another mudra, which is reverse namaste, and I'll turn my back so that you can see this. So the back of the hands on the back, and then palms down so that your pinky fingers are touching your back. And then you can explore the possibility of pressing palms together behind you in a reverse namaste. If that doesn't work for you, grab your wrists behind you or maybe elbows. And then just play in this challenging posture. Observing. Take another breath here and release your hands to the floor. Let's tuck those back toes, and we're going to walk all of our fingers forward off the front edge of our mat, kicking that back leg up now into standing splits. Just nice length from the right heel, clear up into the right hip. And lower the left foot, forward fold. Put a bend in your knees, inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold. Step your left foot back again, open into a wide straddle, and take a moment here of playtime. Take a moment to notice the difference in the two sides of your body. Breathe deeply. What are you aware of? If you were to ask life a question right now, what would that question be? Raising up to a flat back, let's turn to our left foot, back of the mat. We'll drop the knee. And same thing, moving toward a crescent lunge. So point your toes backwards and just begin by lifting and lowering the knee, exploring that ankle strength. A stretch for the shin that moves up across your legs into your hip flexors. You can either keep your knee down or lifted. Bring your arms behind you into your version of a reverse namaste. Again, you can hold your wrists, you can hold your elbows. It's a tricky posture designed to help you just observe the mind. And we'll release the fingers to the floor, tucking the back toes, kicking up vigorously into a standing split. Lift. Low belly firm. Breathe. Release that right leg. Come into your forward fold, Uttanasana. Put a giant bend in your knees. Inhale, one breath, Utkatasana. And exhale back down, Uttanasana. Stepping the right leg back, let's return to wide straddle, Prasarita, Padottanasana. And again, just give yourself time here. You can move or hold still. Connect with your breath. Let's lift up into a flat back, return to the front of our mat. So the right foot is forward. Let the back foot step up and we'll rise high, extended mountain. Hands to heart. Grateful. Keeping our right foot where it is, let's step our left foot back into pyramid stance. So a little more narrow warrior one stance, hips squared forward. We'll reach our arms behind us, open into chest expansion. And then exhale, topple forward over your right leg into a pyramid with a little different emphasis. Collarbones long and broad. Knuckles reach toward the sky. Think of bringing your forehead to your shin. Releasing hands to the floor. Let the left fingers come down either onto a block or the floor in front of you, and we'll twist open, twisting triangle. A lot of sensation here. Make sure it's not pain. But if it's just sensation and discomfort, stay with it, observe. Option here to lift the back leg, bringing us into Parivrita, revolved, Ardha Chandrasana, half moon. Release to forward fold. Big exhale. Rise high, extended mountain. Exhale, hands to heart. Grateful. Left foot stays put, right foot steps back. Shorter stance for pyramid. Reach behind you. Open up. Let your heart lead as you fold over your left leg. Head down, knuckles high, deep breaths. Releasing hands to the earth. Find a block if you have one for twisting triangle. Left arm either on your back or overhead. And as an option, you could lift your back leg coming into twisting half moon. Everybody take one more deep breath. Exhale, forward fold. Let your feet move backwards into downward facing dog, and we're going to build another little set of heat here. So inhale, plank pose. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, plank. Exhale, down dog. Move with your breath. Ujjayi breath. Create a little fire. And when you're ready, step your right foot between your thumbs. Drop your back knee. Pause here for just a moment to close your eyes and feel your breath. We've been doing a lot of moving, exploring a lot of shapes. Pause here. We've got one more sequence that gets a little complicated, an opportunity to observe a mind when life gets complicated. So we'll start by tucking the back toes under, drop the heel, rise up into warrior one. We're going to move into twisting warrior. So the left arm is forward. The right arm comes straight out to the side. Your arms are making like a 90-degree angle here. And then just start to reach the right arm behind you. Come into a twisting warrior. Be careful with this one if you have back pain, a back injury. Less is more for this one for sure. Let the right arm come forward. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands to mat. Sweep the right leg to the sky. Give it a shake. Stepping the right foot forward again. Drop the back knee. Reach the arms high, option to lift that leg into a full crescent lunge. And release. Fingertips down. Tucking the back toes, we drop the heel, rise up, warrior one again. Twisting warrior. Now, option to play with some kind of a bind here. So first of all, left hand comes to right knee and right arm wraps behind you.
This might be a great place to stay. It's the arm across the body. If you'd like to explore a little deeper, start to slide your left hand outside your right knee. Notice the right shoulder pulling onto your back. If you're getting a green light, you could come down and work toward a bind around the outside of your right leg. You can see that I'm a ways away from that one. Deep breath. Now unwind from this and move towards the inside version of that pose, bound side angle. Might be a lot easier. So now your arm is inside your right leg. Your chest is open, your shoulders are stacked. We're going to move from here into our peak pose of this whole sequence, bird of paradise. So keep whatever bind you have, even if you're here. Even if a hand on a hip and a hand on the knee is your bind. And we'll bring the back foot to meet the front foot. We'll start to stand on our left foot, lifting up. I lost it. Lifting up into bird of paradise. So you can keep your knee bent or extend your leg. Notice yourself in this sequence. And we're just going to release and shake it all out. That's a lot. That's a lot on that one side. Do a little shake it out dance. Let yourself off the hook for anything that happened there. And take a deep breath in. Exhale, fold forward. Relax your head, relax your neck. Keep your left foot where it is. Step the right foot back, drop a knee, and let's just pause here again in kneeling lunge. Pause and breathe. Let's tuck our back toes, drop the heel, rise up into warrior one. And the right arm comes forward, left arm comes out, and then just begin to explore your twisting warrior. Less is more. Being aware of your lower back, aware of the limits of this posture when your back heel is engaged to the floor. Reach the arms high, deep breath in. Exhale, hands to mat, sweep that left leg high, shake it out. Coming through again, left foot, drop your heel and rise up. Good. Let's find that twisting warrior. And then right arm to the outside of the knee, left arm behind the back. So this can be your bind. This can be the outside bind. If you'd like to go a little farther, just start to slide that hand down the outside of the shin, the calf. And you can explore the possibility of a bind here. So that would be a really big twist, and you have to have long arms to do that one, which I do, and I'm still quite a ways away. So observe. Let your body rotate into an open bind. That might be easier for you. And a bind could be here, hand on the knee, hand on the hip. Let's move into bird of paradise. The back foot steps forward. Our weight is on our right foot. And we start to lift the left leg. And the knee can be bent or straight. Here's a great variation of bird of paradise. Hand on the knee, hand in the air. So if you lose that bind, come here. Just find this. Working on balance, letting go of expectations. And then release. Both feet on the earth. Forward fold. I forgot one pose in that sequence, so we're going to get it now. Left foot stays put, right foot drops down, and we'll come into crescent lunge. So your back knee can be on the mat or off. Release. Lower your hands. And come one more time into your forward fold. Press up to half lift and bring yourself back to mountain pose. All right, my friends, we have one more sequence that leads us into an arm balance, side crow. So I'd like you to come and stand at the left end of your mat, but you're facing the long way. So you're going to have all the mat out to your right side. Okay. So we'll start with eagle pose. Let's get our body nice and connected to the midline. Right leg comes over, right arm crosses under. Eagle pose. Tall spine, just hug everything into the midline. Shoulders hug in, armpits squeeze, hips squeeze, legs squeeze. This hugging into the midline is going to help us with an arm balance to stay really focused on the core. So release the arms, grab that top knee and pull it up to you. Take a hold of your your right big toe and extend the leg out in front of you. If you like, you can open that leg out to the side. It's handy because I have a wall right here. And we'll just come back to center. Lower that leg, bring your hands to your heart. Sink into chair pose, and we'll twist to the right side. So this is an entry point for side crow, and this is a great place for folks whose knees don't like to bend deeply, who maybe have back pain, a bulging disc, something going on in your spine. You're going to stay right here and just work this safe, deep twist. To go a little farther, come down into a deep knee bend and place your hands on the mat. This is another great stopping point, just pressing the arm into the side of the leg, lifting your chest and being in this deep twist here. To come into side crow, plant your hands. You can come up on one elbow or tuck the elbow to the thigh and lift onto the backs of both of your arms. And your knees can be bent, or you can split your legs. Side crow. When you're through playing with side crow, you're just going to take a massive step out into a wide straddle, and we're going to shake that off by bending left and right, side to side. Let go of any judgments you have about how that went or didn't go. Life is long. You have plenty of time to practice yoga. And then heel toe your feet a little closer together. Step your left foot to meet your right foot and rise up to mountain. Now you've got all that mat over there on the left side. Ready for side 2. So let's start with eagle. Left leg comes up and over. Hugging in, squeezing to midline. Arms open, left arm under the right arm. Wrap everything into the middle. Now that you know the sequence, observe the mind. Raising up, bring the knee with you. And you can just stay right here holding the knee, or you could take a hold of the big toe. This is also a great place for a strap. Open the leg to the side, working on some balance. As we come back, the feet meet. Chair pose, hands to heart center. And here we go. So twisting to the left side. Remember, this is a great place to stay. If you'd like to come a little closer to the floor, bend your knees, come up on your toes. Hands to the mat. Another great stopping point, just pressing the arm into the outside of the knee. If you'd like to go a little further, hands to mat. And you can use one elbow to balance on, or 2. So your expression of side crow. One thing I like to do is just rock forward and back. And you'll just start to feel your obliques. Maybe pick up one foot and then come back. A really nice way to practice side crow. Feel free to keep playing with that. And when you're ready, step again into wide straddle. So with all of that hugging the legs together, we're going to go the opposite way now into frog pose, Bekasana. So come down to your knees and fold the edges of your mat in a little. So you've got double padding for your inner knees. This can be, especially if you're on a hard floor. So frog pose is like a really wide version of child's pose. We take our knees out wide. Knees stay in line with the hips. Lower to your elbows. And you can stay like this, or you can lower your head. Flex your feet and just take your feet as wide as you can, like a frog. And breathe here. This is definitely an uncomfortable posture by design. This is a groin stretch. This is the hockey players stretch, baseball players, to help prevent groin injury. But it's also an uncomfortable pose, so it's a great place to practice doing hard things with a softness. Bringing your awareness to the discomfort and just breathing, noticing, being aware. We'll bring our hands underneath us to help us come out of this pose. Inch the legs in one at a time. Come onto your knees. If your knees don't like to be bent this much, you could place a bolster or a block under your knees to come into this modified version of hero. You can use that block on any of its levels. You can also stay up here on your shins if that feels better to you. We'll bring our hands behind us and just take this lift of the chest. Gentle stretch across the quads, not so gentle actually, a big stretch across the quads. Expand your breathing. Find a little more here for yourself, a little more inquiry, investigation, exploration. Release, coming down into a seat. We're just taking the legs out wide. Fingertips behind, gently pressing the torso forward. So it's like you're on the front of your sitting bones. Let's bend our right knee. Bring that foot toward the inside of the left thigh. Turn your torso toward your bent knee and bend sideways over the straight leg. So take a side bend over your left leg. You can keep your hand on your waist, your rib cage, or you can reach that arm up. You'll see the fuller expression of this pose where people come over and grab their toe. Be really careful with that one. That's a giant stretch in these deep supporting lower back muscles, and it's really easy to overstretch them. Come back to upright and move into a gentle twist to your right. Just feeling the muscles inside of you, your internal core muscles. And then we'll come back to a wide straddle, switching sides. Bend the left knee, turn toward your left knee and bend sideways over your right leg. Again, the hand can be down or up. As you release, come into a gentle twist to your left side. This is our last asana before we lie down on our backs for Shavasana. So take this time to really wring out, to express anything that's left. Turn your head as far as you can and really just let your spine just wring out like a wet cloth. And then breathe in as you come back to center. Extend both of your legs out in front of you and take your time rolling down onto your back. One vertebra at a time. Slow, easy. Surrender. Take a few moments here in Shavasana. Let your body be received by the earth and by gravity. Notice any places in your body that still might be holding, and see if you can just let go. If your mind is wandering, bring it back here by asking your mind to observe breath. Maybe a 3-part breath will hold your attention.
Let's bring this same energy, the same inner calm to our seat. So begin to make that transition in your way. Maybe finding something to place under your hips on the way. Namaste.